Louis, you're a player who's got a lot of experience in the FA Cup. You've played with Arsenal, Fulham, West Ham, Southampton. Are you excited about being involved in the competition again?
Yeah, of course. It's always a traditional competition, and it's always important to play and be part of it. So definitely look excited and happy to be involved again.
Mark, we must talk about your history in the FA Cup. Obviously, you were involved in the 1991 FA Cup final against Spurs, which unfortunately didn't end up winning. It was a 2-1 defeat. But what are your memories of that day?
Oh, well, just all the build-up to it. Going right back to the semi-final at Villa Park, we beat West Ham 4-0. West Ham had a player sent off and we actually cruised through the game. I remembered shouting over to Gary Charles, who was playing right back at the time. I think we were on about £5,000 or something to get to the final. So everybody thought we were giving each other high fives, but we were signaling to each other we've earned £5,000.
When I was young and used to watch, we always have access on the Portuguese channels for the final, you know, and it's always like big thing, like old Wembley. Every player or every little boy dreams to be part of that competition, FA Cup.
But obviously, I'm looking at this not for too long. It's a runners-up medal. It doesn't really mean anything for coming second, but at least it means that I was there. I've got some fond memories, a few records to say as well. Obviously, I was one of the only keepers to save a penalty in an FA Cup final, which is a great record to have.
It must be something you dreamt about from your early career, you know, playing an FA Cup final, getting a penalty and saving it against Gary Lineker. But does it take the gloss off it a little bit, the fact that you obviously didn't go on to win?
Yeah, I'll admit that at half-time when I went to the dressing room, I'm thinking we were leading 1-0, I had saved the penalty. Stuart Pearce had smashed a wonderful free kick in. I saved the penalty and then we went in at half-time. And I've got to admit that all I was thinking about is if we could hang on here and win 1-0, the newspaper headlines the next day are all going to be about me. And maybe a little bit selfish, but that's all that I could see. But obviously, Tottenham came on strong in the second half and we went to extra time and poor old Desi Walker scored the own goal that won it for Tottenham.
When you've played in it in the past, you've always been at the bigger club, I'd say, whereas now you're playing for a League Two team. You're the underdog now. Is it going to be a different experience for you?
Yeah. Every game are different, you know, and in FA Cup you always like look for the surprises, and so of course we are underdogs because Tranmere are doing really well on the top of the League One. Underdogs doesn't mean like we already lost it.
And one of the players you've got here, who's a big name that a lot of football fans will know, is Boa Morte, and it was him bumping into you in London or something that kind of made the move happen. What happened there then?
We had an away game on the Saturday at Aldershot, so we travelled on the Friday down there. Fulham were playing Chelsea.
I was training with Fulham. At Fulham, then I went to watch the under-21s playing against Chelsea.
I seen Lewis in the stand. Now when I moved to Fulham, I used to rent Lewis's flat.
What was he like as a tenant?
It was alright. It was alright. Yeah, it was alright. Yeah, he left all. Yeah, he left all okay. You know, he only left the flat was still alright.
So obviously we've become friends. We played with each other for 3 years. He was sat in the stand. I went and sat with him and just asked him in general what was happening in his career at the moment.
Then Mark said, why should I come up to Chesterfield, you know, and sign and see how it goes, then take from there. Then, okay, I decided to come up and actually got good welcome by the boys, they're a good group, and been enjoying my time here.
What's he been like here so far?
Brilliant, top pro, great lad. He's been great with the kids.
If they want advice and they ask me for advice, then I'm always happy to help. You know, then depends on them if they want to listen to it or not. You know, but I'm ready to listen because won't be like wasting my saliva.
He's just a great lad. I'm making him sound a great lad here, aren't I? Yeah. No, he's just a really good lad, a really top professional, and it's a credit to him that he's come here and acted in the way that he has.
The reward for beating Tranmere would be going into the hat for the third round draw, and then you could get and Arsenal and Manchester United.
Yeah,
So it's a great opportunity.
yeah, of course, the Premiership team, that's always what you're looking for, to play against the, like we call, the big boys.
And it could be the difference against Tranmere.
He could be a big difference for us, yeah. He could definitely be that difference that we're looking for, yeah.
If you were to dream of a perfect tie for the third round, if you were to be in it, would it be a little trip to the Emirates? Go back to an old team?
Yeah, it could be a trip to Emirates or a trip to Fulham. Craven Cottage, or one or the other.
It's massive for the club. We could go to Old Trafford in the third round, and that would be massive. You know, so that would be our cup final. So our cup final is to get to the third round, and financially for the club, go to a club like Man United, Man City, or whoever it may be, and reap the rewards financially. Getting to that third round and actually playing at a big club means we can possibly stretch our budget a little bit, and if we are up there in the league and we're pushing for promotion at the end of the season, which is what we're intending to do, then the FA Cup can help us bring that to winning the league. That's why we have to really go for it and make sure we get to that third round.